welcome back to Soft Spoken Storytime, episode 45, continuing on with AMONI RAM, part 3. Interviewers, Dr. Hedwig Nussbaum and Dr. Robert ARAM. Subject, SCP-001-A1. Begin log. ARAM. Persevere. Nussbaum. Hello again. Welcome. It has been some time. Yes, our apologies. Regretfully, we had to ask our superiors for some things before we could have this conversation. Your superiors? Are you beholden to them? Yes, in a way. Well, in any case, we can talk now. We performed the throne test with the cylinder you provided. It was illuminating. Have you learned of my origin, my history? We have, yes. The cylinder allowed me to tap into your memories. At least we think they are your memories. You utilize the throne? Yes. Is that a problem? No. Continue. Yes, well, we encountered the memories of an individual seen repeatedly by Robert in Bumaro's memories, a female warrior, one of the Legion's generals, likely favored by Bumaro due to their close personal relationship, advising the younger king militarily during the First War with campaigns into the east in all directions. I see. We also discovered what happened to the city in the end. Tell me. It was besieged by a united force of the Nelka and the Covenant of the Deva, as well as an appearance by the Abominate. It is known. What more have you learnt? How did they defeat us? The Legion was marching on Black Adytum at the time, hoping to end the war decisively. The Colossi and the Home Army were the only ones left to defend AMONI RAM. They used biological weapons, viruses, to attack the city and kill the Legionnaires and civilians. The city was lost as soon as the first Colossus fell. Did I serve my empire? Yes. You served your king and your people. You were instrumental in the defense of the city, both before and after the walls fell. You also tried to evacuate Bumaro and Hadara, but he sent you away. As AMONI RAM burned, you had a different mission. Robert? You were told to hold the North Gate at all costs, give the civilians a chance to escape the destruction, and you did. As the horde swept over the walls and slaughtered everything in their path, you held the gate against 1,000 and 1,000 more sorcerers and spirits and flesh beasts, the only reason people escaped the massacre. They fled? Mechanites walk the earth today? It's possible, thanks to you. Thank you. I am in your debt. Just paying back our side of the bargain. End log. The following unfinished email draft was recovered from SCP email servers. It had not been sent and was last modified several weeks before the conclusion of events in AMONI RAM. Open addendum. To j.hashim9859182 at sip.net. From H. Nussbaum 124599 at sip.net. Subject, personnel concern. Hello, Jamil. I have some concerns about a staffing decision on Project CMP 189598, the AMONI RAM initiative. As project co-lead, I retain executive control over almost all personnel decisions, but my concern today lies with my co-lead, Dr. Robert Silas ARAM. Dr. ARAM is a once-in-a-lifetime mind, but recent events regarding the project have left me questioning his suitability for a leadership position in stressful, isolated research environments. I worry he has let his emotions compromise the integrity of the project. In various cases, he made an unconsensual medical decision on my behalf. Robert is not my authorized medical proxy. Augmented himself using experimental anomalous technology. Utilized experimental dangerous anomalous technology to further research. Engaged in an argument with our overseer contact, referring to a sapient semi-humanoid anomaly by name, spending long periods of time alone with this anomaly, on one occasion lying to this anomaly and reacting angrily when confronted, spending long periods of time alone with experimental anomalous technology attempting to deconstruct it, focusing research in strange directions averse to the goals of the project, On several occasions, he asked me to attempt to use an experimental mechanical combat suit, and has recently been trying to ascertain the location of apocryphal, massive walking war platforms, demanding an additional level of dedication and respect from employees to the project research and himself, respectively. Cumulatively, these actions lead me to believe Dr. Aram's worthiness for co-leader should be On the same day the email was drafted, the following audio file was recorded from a hidden recording device in Dr. Nussbaum's offices. The file was similarly not recovered until a routine database sweep months later. Due to the relatively small size of the device, Foundation standard voice matching identification technology is unavailable. Begin log. Door opens. Sound of an object slamming closed. Aram. Hello, Hedvig. Oh, hello, Robert. Still awake? Yeah. Needed to get some last-minute reports done. Took the long route back from the dig site. The city's beautiful at night, you know? Yes, it is. It's crazy to think that a year ago this place was all rubble and debris. Now it almost looks like a proper city. Are you all right, Robert? You look pale. I'm fine. Just spent a little bit of time tinkering with the throne. What? Relax, nothing serious. Just some investigation, based on some things Persevere told me. What did you find? I'm not sure yet. There's some latent psychokinetic energy emanating from it, but we've been aware of that for a while, just not sure what it means. What kind of energy? Not sure, but it's gotten stronger recently, with every use of the throne, seems like. That is concerning. Aram walks to the window, looking out over AMONI RAM. It really is beautiful at night. We built something grand out here, away from the rest of the world's eyes. I guess we will come back to that later then. But yes, it is quite nice. It feels like a home. I don't know how I'm going to go back to bunking on site dormitories after this. I'm unsure I want to. Foundation policies tire me, and they are omnipresent in the larger sites. AMONI RAM is nicer. Everyone here is here because they want to do the work. Agreed. Actually, I wanted to talk to you about that. Yes? I think we may need to shift gears a bit, in terms of what we're focusing on, you know? I don't follow. At this point, we're pretty much confident in the timeline of what happened to AMONI RAM, but the other nations and the Abominate, we know nothing about them except the battle, so I think it would be beneficial if we focus more on the weapons, the technology used during the siege. Put the mundane archaeology aside for a little while. The mundane archaeology has already led us to breakthroughs on the technology. We need to know how they lived and thought to see how they fought and died. I'm not disputing that. I just think it's not the biggest priority right now, so we could divert resources. My work is just as important as yours, Robert. Right, yeah. What? I didn't say anything. Ugh. It's written on your face. You only see the history, the culture, as a means to an end. You cannot understand why someone would want to study it for its own sake. No, that's not. The same with 11. He does not give an ounce of respect to my team and their work. Neither of you do. I respect your work. I respect you. Oh, is that so, Robert? Is that why you feel you can come in and tell me what my team should focus on? Hedvig, please. Is that why you think you can make decisions about my body for me? What? You would have died. I saved your life. You said so. I was in shock. I would have agreed to whatever was put in front of me. I was barely conscious. That doesn't change the fact that you would have died on that operating table if I hadn't stepped in. And who gave you the right to make decisions on life or death? Is that also because you respect me so? This is obviously about something bigger. I'm sorry I brought it up. No, we will have this discussion now. You changed my life forever and seem to be under the delusion you did me a favor. I will not dispute I am thankful you saved me from death, but I do not owe you anything. Everyone here owes me. I'm their leader. We are co-leaders. Do not forget that. Bull. If it wasn't for me, this project would have been shuttered months ago. I took the risks and they paid off, and everyone else looks up to me for it. Why can't you? Is that it, Robert? We are friends. I do not look up to my friends. They are my equals.
Kings don't have equals.
I...
You will listen to me. Your work has been secondary. You are secondary. The purpose of the initiative was to find the technology of the Mechanites. Their history was ancillary. We have a living archive of their history with us now. The directive of the project has changed.
Nussbaum, drowsy, semi-conscious. What are you... how?
Do not resist me. You know the mission has changed, don't you? You felt its presence when you sat on the throne.
What?
The eyes. I felt it since the first day we entered this city. We have drawn the attention of something larger than us, and its eyes have settled onto us for the past year. But now we have its name, the Abominate. It is not dead yet.
Nussbaum, on the verge of tears. You're scaring me, Robert.
I'd be more scared of other things right now, like that unsent email on your laptop. Don't ask me how I know. It is not your place, but delete it. I said delete it.
Sounds of laptop opening, clicking. Okay, done.
Good girl. You played the role quite well, but you felt it watching us too, didn't you?
I felt something.
There are bigger things at stake now, and you will obey me. End log.
Interviewer, Dr. Robert A. Ram. Subject, SCP-001-A1. Begin log.
Evening, Persevere.
A. Ram, it is late. Something has changed.
Yes, the engineering team found the old cisterns under the Eastern District and repaired the siege damage. We have plumbing, fresh water, power. The city's livable now.
I saw. I refer to you.
What do you mean?
You have used the voice, extended from a quiet whisper in your mind to the booming command, demanding obedience.
Even if I had, I haven't made anyone do anything they wouldn't have done already. I haven't.
I make no judgment. You took the throne at my encouragement. This was not an unintended result. What have you used it for?
Just exploring the breadth of it, the limits, how it works.
Yes, but that is not what you came here to discuss.
What makes you say that?
The moon hangs in the sky. All your men sleep. She is not with you.
Well, you're right. I didn't come here to ask you questions about the voice.
Then speak.
Hidara. Did she love Bamora?
Of course, deeply. She was his most favored wife, mother of his heir, light of his life, symbol of his dynasty, pure, shining, rising above the horizon with the sun. She attended to him until he was unable to speak or breathe or eat, and when he faded, she called upon his wisdom while her son grew into the throne.
I see.
You have made her your queen?
I suppose so. I wouldn't use the word queen, though.
Why? Surely you saw the parallels, the prophecy. Time is a flat circle. Look at your right hand and tell me it is not so.
I'm not a king.
And neither was Bamaro, until he was given a city of people that needed guidance. 3,000 years, and one thing never changes. Humans crave leadership. You have Hedvig and your scholars. Bamaro had Hidara and the Legion, AMONI RAM itself.
They were all simple farmers before, shepherds, peasants.
And McCain's arrival, her fall from the heavens, turned them into a king and a queen, their home into a bastion, their kin into the pinnacle of humanity.
So, AMONI RAM, it was a place those people could go? Different people?
Yes. They were not different because of their augmentations. They chose to be different. Mundanity is not a virtue. They chose to elevate themselves because they were dissatisfied with the way things were.
Dissatisfied with being human.
Dissatisfaction is the mother of ambition. It is the coal that fuels the fire. There is no shame in dissatisfaction with this form. We should be striving to improve ourselves. The flesh is weak. We improve McCain by collecting her component parts scattered to the winds. We improve our bodies by replacing our frail limbs and senses. In doing both, we improve our soul. In this way, we do not change the world around us. We improve it.
I lied to you.
I know.
What?
You lied in front of me, of my origin, of my history, of the fall of the city of AMONI RAM.
You knew?
I served my liege honorably for a lifetime and more. He may be nothing more than the bones in the ground now, but I see his face in yours, the lines of worry and the irises. I note the signs that he was holding back, that you were holding back. I did not hold the gate. I did not save our city.
You did not, no. He told you to go into the Undercity, to activate the Mechanite's Kiss, the teleportation device.
Impossible. It was structurally unsound. Unfinished. It would have destroyed the city, killed thousands.
Look around you. The city was destroyed. Thousands did die.
Yes, but I could not have activated it anyway. There was no control interface, no way to direct the energy.
He gave you something. He called it a blessing. It was a vial of some sort. Told you to smash it and drink it. You took off your armor. You did, and touched the thing, and I guess you fused with the machine or something. You became the control mechanism, and you fired. Teleported the city from the Sinai to the Arabian desert. The uncontrolled surge killed everyone.
I sense no lie.
I'm sorry. SCP-001-A1 falls into a processing state for several seconds before suddenly awakening.
My circuitry is spread out over countless sublevels and antechambers. My depths are stacked with data and prehensile knowledge. My metal mind should process anything.
Persevere.
Not this. Never this. I was a general of the Golden Legion, and now I have damned my city, my race.
Okay, you didn't damn anyone. Listen to me.
I am at the center of my own hell.
Hear me now.
Yes, my liege.
You failed. You could not save your city, and because of you it collapsed into devastation and disrepair. You have disappointed your once and future masters. But it's not too late. We can still fix it. We can bring back AMONI RAM. But I'll need you to do some things.
How?
What are you prepared to give up?
Everything.
End log. On September 19th, 1984, shortly after the one-year anniversary of the official beginning of the AMONI RAM initiative, another update meeting was scheduled with O511, following a general decrease in quantity of technology and archaeological reports, being transmitted to Overwatch Command from ARF-01 and ARF-02 on a bi-weekly basis. Open addendum. Begin log. O511 is seated in Dr. Aram's office complex in ARF-01. The windows look out over the courtyard with the statue of Emperor Bumaro. Aram. Hello, Overseer. Sorry for the delay. Just sorting out some repairs in the Undercity. O511. Robert, how you doing? Aram. Not bad. Yourself? Doing well, thank you. I like what you done with the place. Thank you. It hasn't been easy, but we finally turned it into some place halfway livable. Right, yes. I'm worried, Robert. Worried? About the pace of reporting. Your publishings on the paratechnology in the city have declined by almost half in the past month or two. Dr. Nussbaum's reports on the archaeology and history have met the same fate. Speaking of which, where is Dr. Nussbaum? Aram. Pause. Let's walk. I've been in this office so much it's getting hard to think. Sure. Aram and O511 exit the office, accompanied by a detachment of MTF Alpha-1 bodyguards. They begin walking through the corridors of the palace and temple. Nussbaum's just working on some stuff in the Southern District. I'm sure she'll join us soon. But you were saying? I'm starting to think this project has run its natural course, Robert. What do you mean? There's still so much more to decipher. We barely know about the history, culture, peoples. Since when have you been interested in that sort of thing? It's the technology, Robert. It was always about unlocking the secrets of the city, and you did that job phenomenally. We've learned so much. Every technological report has been pored over by experts at 19 to see how we could put it into practice. Yeah, but that's just the foundation. Robert, not this again. We don't go around replicating 500 to cure cancer just because we can. We have a responsibility to maintain normalcy. We can't become the arbiters of what secrets the world can and can't know. We can only hide all of them equally. Well, what if it has run its course? What do you plan to do? We've already got people in India and China sites looking around for the locations of the other two cities. We've learned all that we can from AMONI RAM, so it's time to move on to new pastures. What'll happen to us? Reassigned with glowing recommendations to any projects of their choosing. Well, what if they want to stay here? A lot of them have become attached to the place. We've turned it from a ruin to a home. They won't want to leave. They enter the throne room. Well, you can't presume to speak for everyone, can you? I'm their leader. They look up to me. Well, in any case, it's unfortunate, but they don't exactly have much say in the matter. It's how it is. You're being too hasty, Overseer. Maybe, but the rest of the council agrees with me. We'll leave a skeleton crew to continue low-priority work, but we need you and Nussbaum's talents elsewhere. No. What? I'm not going. AMONI RAM was lost once because of people who didn't understand what it had to offer. I'm not going to let that happen again. I don't think you understand. It's not up to you anymore. The decision has been made. I'm not some effing dog you can shove around from project to project. Have you forgotten who you're talking to? I can have you terminated, Robert. Maybe out there, not here. Where's here? My city, surrounded by my people. All bodyguards raised their assault rifles at Aram. Just what the heck are you implying? Do you seriously think you can just disobey the council? No, but I can change their minds. Aram turns and takes a seat on the Falad throne. Hear me. Lower your weapons. Pause. All members of Alpha 1 gingerly lower their guns. AMONI RAM has far too much to offer to throw it away, used and spent. Go to the council. Tell them the project will continue. There is work to be done yet. Silence. I have an inch-thick telekill plate in my cranium, you effing idiot. Kill him. Members of Alpha 1 begin to raise their guns. Gunshots ring out. All fall to the floor, shot point blank in the back of their skulls. Behind them, a member of TRT India 3 Cherno personnel uncloak their personal shields. Aram sits on the throne, surrounded by spent shells deflected by his own shield, inset into the throne. Good effort. You're insane. You can't kill me, not without signing your own death warrant. I'm not going to kill you. I'm not a monster. Hedwig? From above, Nussbaum descends on her metal wings. She is dressed in the bronze intricate war armor seen in the throne's visions. She glides to a soft landing in front of 0511. In her right hand is a curved golden sword. Yes? Take him. Toss him from the walls. Let him run back to the council. You're insane. When I'm helping you, I'm a genius. When I'm not, I'm insane. You can't take on the Foundation and win Aram. No one can. Do you seriously think I have any interest in destroying the Foundation? I'm not some supervillain. I'm an engineer. And I see a problem on the horizon, one you can't even conceptualize. And I need to act before you get us all killed. Now. Aram rises from the throne, raising the fist at Nussbaum. Get out of my city. Nussbaum steps behind 0511, grasps him by the waist, and takes off, shooting into the air on her wings. End log. 0511 was deposited outside 001, 0.6 kilometers from her air escort, and quickly evacuated to the nearby Site 34. An Overwatch Command emergency session was called to address the events in AMONI RAM, and voted on whether to scramble several task forces in the region and use military force to regain control over SCP-001. Council vote summary. Yay. 051, 052, 053, 054, 055,
056, 059, 0511, 0513. Abstain, 058, 0510, 0512. Nay, 057. Additional vote. Administrator, yay. Status approved. Temporary Task Force Alpha 6 was scrambled at Site 39 over the following 9 hours, consisting of Mobile Task Forces Epsilon 11, Nine-Tailed Fox, Nu 7, Hammer Down, and Zeta 9, Mole Rats. An advance invasion plan was drawn and executed on 0367 local time. Alpha 6 communications to Site 39. Command marked normally. Internal Alpha 6 radio chatter italicized. Intercepted external radio chatter bolded. Begin log. Convoy in transit over South Arabian Desert. 5 tilt-rotor aircraft with personnel, 3 sky cranes with cargo and arms. Alpha 6.
Air Convoy 3 clicks out from SCP-001, coming in for a landing.
Convoy lands 3 kilometers from the entrance to SCP-001. Alpha 6.
We have touchdown. Repeat, touchdown. Unloading packages.
Personnel disembark and begin unloading cargo. After final unloading, there are 83 personnel across 3 MTFs, equipped with small and heavy arms and in armored personnel carriers. Z9. Geez, we brought in an army. E6. Yeah, call us the effing cavalry. Alpha 6.
Beginning approach to SCP-001. No movement sighted.
The convoy begins slowly advancing towards SCP-001. 41 minutes later, they arrive. The minimal base camp set up outside the entrance is abandoned, a set of tents half buried in the dunes. A golden curved sword is impaled into the sand. N34. That's a message if I ever seen one. Abandon all hope, yada yada. N45. This guy's not very subtle, is he? Alpha 6.
Be advised. Preparing to.
Radio screeches, flipping through several frequencies. Aram's voice becomes audible through the grain. Please. Back. I don't want to have. We're on the same. Alpha 6.
Adjusting frequency. OBCOM. Clear. Over. Still clear for incursion.
OBCOM. You're a go. Over. Convoy turns and advances forward into the entrance of SCP-001. Several seconds pass until the entrance opens. The forces pass through the threshold into SCP-001. Alpha 6.
Eyes on AMONI RAM.
N10. Holy shit. N50. This is damn beautiful. AMONI RAM lies ahead of the convoy. Its walls have been considerably repaired, and the eastern gate that faces the entrance of SCP-001 has been blockaded and reinforced, though it is largely obscured by a sand dune. Figures stand along the massive walls and battlements. Several fly overhead, dipping and swerving through the air. OVCOM.
Be advised.
Alpha 6.
Yeah, target spotted. Permission to engage?
OVCOM.
Negative. Wait for them to.
Radio swaps frequencies. The static is considerably lessened, and Aram's voice is much clearer. Hear me. All members of Alpha 6 are momentarily dazed. The figures continue to fly overhead in circles. Distantly, there is movement on the battlements. You don't understand. I made a mistake, okay? That wasn't supposed to happen with 11. I've learned since. E2. That must be the cog has. Alpha 6.
Swapping frequency. Activating Bruckmann engine. Keep moving.
Convoy advances towards the blockade. The figures on the battlements come into focus. There are a number of individuals dressed in the war armor seen in the reported visions, armed with a mixture of swords, polearms, and long-range rifle-like weapons, all of which are leveled at the advancing forces. N23. They have high ground and unknown armament. Alpha 6.
Unforgivable conditions for a firefight, Command.
OVCOM.
Acknowledged.
Aram, through static. As soon as 11, another cylinder. inside the statue's hands. Bumaro's last testament. We cannot have this fight. I'm begging. Alpha 6.
Command?
Pause. Avcom.
Keep moving.
ARAM. Static. The Abominant. You don't understand. I don't understand. It's not a person. It's not a force of nature, like a hurricane. Avcom.
ARAM, this is your one and only chance to tell your forces, all your forces, to stand down. We will retake the city and confiscate the paratechnology.
ARAM. You cannot fight a hurricane. You will need me. Alpha 6.
We will place you and Hedvig Nussbaum into custody. Then you can plead your case to the council as you'd like.
ARAM. They're to listen. Bureaucrats never listen to the visionaries. Convoy stops 100 meters from the sand dune blocking the path. Alpha 6.
Last chance. If you don't want to have this fight, tell everyone to put down their guns.
Silence. I'm afraid I can't do that. 24 figures crest the sand dune from the other side. They are 3 to 4 meters tall in hulking golden exosuits of plated armor with pneumatic limbs. Helmets obscure their faces. The central 2 figures are the largest. One is 4 meters tall in intricately designed and patterned silver and gold armor. ARAM pilots the suit. The other appears to be made of stone, a walking statue of a shirtless, bearded man, holding a sword and spear. N4. Oh, F, Mex. ARAM. You might be unwilling to listen to reason, but you will not stop me from changing the world, saving it. From above, a figure descends, hovering in the air above ARAM and extending her wings outwards. When this is over, you will beg for my help. Distantly, a cannon fires. The sand explodes a few meters from the Alpha 6 line. More cannons fire. Alpha 6 forces duck behind cover and begin returning fire as the warsuits charge down the hill. Gunfire continues for several minutes. The engagement is too far from the walls for the troops on the battlefield to fire, but the warsuits use a mix of brute strength and oversized ranged weaponry to break the Alpha 6 line. Automatic cannons from the APCs begin firing and have considerable effect, bringing a number of the warsuits crashing to the ground. The reactor cores from fallen units eject, causing miniature explosions. Shouts and yelling from both sides is audible. E9. Spread out. Don't give them easy targets. Z3. Hit. ARAM. Do not fail your king. Gradually, the superior maneuverability of the Alpha 6 forces begins to turn the tide. While smaller and individually less powerful, the evasive tactics, spread-out formation, and multiple angles of attack wear down the warsuits. Several soldiers lay wounded or dead, but a similar number of mechanite warsuits are wrecked or disabled. Alpha 6.
Keep firing. Evasive formations. Keep them off the trucks.
N28. I see movement overhead. Use the flak. Overhead, a number of flying mechanites dive bomb, causing a squad to scatter. One grabs a soldier by the torso and pulls him into the air, screaming. Moments later, an anti-aircraft emplacement begins firing, sending a number of the flying units crashing to the ground. Nussbaum is considerably faster and more evasive than the others, and gracefully dodges flak while returning fire. ARAM. Pull back. Hedvig, go ensure Persevere is ready. Nussbaum rockets away from the firefight at extremely high speeds, shooting towards AMONI RAM itself. ARAM lifts a portion of a destroyed warsuit and heaves it at an anti-aircraft emplacement, crushing it and its operator. The remaining warsuits, roughly a dozen, begin to pull back over the dune as Alpha 6 forces advance, firing on the retreating mechanites. Z3. Conserve your ammo. N57. Do you guys feel that? The ground shakes. Alpha 6.
Ofcom, we're getting tremors. Stand by.
ARAM. Hear me, Colossus. Hear your king, and defend your city. The ground shakes. A massive hand reaches out of the dunes, spilling vast tons of sand to the ground. Another similarly gigantic hand reaches out in the other direction, fingers wrapping around the massive wall of AMONI RAM. A colossus, humanoid metal golem, easily 100 meters tall and armored in all locations, prepped with auto turrets, drags itself out of the dunes, turning its gigantic head towards Alpha 6 forces. Alpha 6.
OVCOM, please advise.
OVCOM.
Begin a tactical retreat. Heavy armament and air support has been scrambled and is waiting for you outside the entrance too.
The Colossus takes a single step after fully dragging itself from the sand dunes. Several Alpha 6 operators and mechanites are crushed under its titanic foot. The ground shakes, and several buildings in AMONI RAM visibly shudder at the footfall of the Colossus, which is larger than many of them. ARAM does not move, raising his sword to the sky. Yes, this is how it should be. Hedvig? Nussbaum appears in the air, descending and perching on ARAM's massive shoulder. We are ready. At your command. Excellent. Finally. The Colossus takes another step towards the rapidly retreating forces of Foundation personnel, who fire rockets at it and machine gun rounds. They detonate on impact and scorch the armor, but otherwise have no effect. ARAM, over radio, addressing OVCOM. You didn't accept my help. You used and threw away this city. I saw something beautiful in it, and we fixed it and brought it back to life. All of it. OVCOM.
Robert, please.
A number of operators reach the exit and throw themselves through, landing on the other side. The majority of the forces remain inside SCP-001, moving toward the entrance and pursued by the Colossus. No. I'll protect the world from the Abominate on my own terms. The Foundation is a relic. If the human race is to survive what is to come, they will need to adapt, to change, to improve. Silence. My name is Robert Bumaro, and the world will change for the Church of the Broken God, because it has no choice. All communications cease. Following this, a massive power surge fried the electronics of a waiting aircraft 3 kilometers away. All communication in and out of SCP-001 ceased, and subsequent investigation has indicated the entrance to SCP-001 no longer exists in the South Arabian desert. It is theorized that the Mechanite forces repaired and safely activated McCain's Kiss, teleporting AMONI RAM to an unknown location. The failure of the AMONI RAM initiative, the betrayal of Drs. ARAM and Nussbaum, and the loss of SCP-001 with its countless amounts of Foundation knowledge, equipment, personnel, and paratechnology have elevated global threat level to Kinect 4, considerable potential to disrupt the general population. Foundation policy regarding digital and paratechnological implants and equipment has been frozen, pending further review by Overwatch Command. The Church of the Broken God has been designated GOI-004. All efforts are to be made to locate Robert ARAM/Bumaro and Hedvig Nussbaum and bring them into Foundation custody. Laboratory samples of Deivite, Nalkan, and Mechanite biological weapons used in the siege of AMONI RAM have produced viable specimens. They have been provided in provisional SCP designations SCP-697, SCP-610, and SCP-217 respectively. Project Forerunner Triad has been organized to address the consequences of the AMONI RAM initiative and report directly to Overwatch Command, ascertaining the locations of the Nalka city of Black Adytum, the Daevic Covenant cities of Mamjo and Karar, and the identity and nature of the entity known as the Abominate, have all been elevated to Global Priority Level Alpha.